They say that when opportunities come too easily, they go away too easily as well. In my case, I wish it had been like that. But that's not exactly what happened. Let me show you the horror I experienced when I accepted a proposal that came, shall we say, too easily. 6 months of rent overdue and unemployed for 8 months was enough for me to be evicted from the place I lived for over 6 years.
You need to be more careful with my things.
My name? Sarah Mitchell. I'm 32 years old. Without a job, and now, without a place to live. My dog Max is the only family I have. Now, we need to do something for ourselves, or we'll be on the street.
Good morning, Mrs. Mitchell. I'm sorry, Mrs. Mitchell, but the vehicle needs to leave the property.
After driving aimlessly for a few miles, we stopped at a roadside diner. The money was already quite little, and I needed to spend it wisely to last as long as possible. I didn't know what to do to get out of that situation. It had been a while since I could find a job.
What would you like, dear? I'll have a simple breakfast, please.
That's when the opportunity arose. However, in a rather strange way.
Can I help you?
I apologize, ma'am. My name is Frank Henley.
Sarah Mitchell.
Are you moving somewhere else, Miss Sarah?
More or less.
If you don't mind me asking, are you looking for work? I have a property in the mountains about an hour away. An old house that's been in my family for 3 generations. I need someone to take care of the place. Basic maintenance, gardening, cleaning. It's not a lot of money, but it includes housing.
What kind of care?
Nothing too complicated. The house is in good condition. Just need someone to keep it clean, tend the garden, check that everything's working. My family and I go there once a month for the weekend. Otherwise, you would have the place to yourselves.
Yeah.
And I see you have a dog.
It would be great for you. I think it's fair to say.
$600 a month, more free housing. There is a smaller house in the back of the main property. Mazeg has 2 bedrooms, kitchen.
Is the house very isolated?
About 8 kilometers from the main road. It's quiet, surrounded by woods. Perfect for someone who wants peace and quiet. What do you think? Want to take a look?
It was everything I needed at that moment.
When can I start?
Today, if you want. I can take you there now.
When I stopped to refuel, I saw large claw marks on Frank's pickup truck. Right there, I could have suspected all of that. But necessity outweighed any doubt. The place? The place needs no comments. Simply beautiful and wonderful among the mountains.
That one there will be your house. Want to take a look? The electricity runs on a generator. There's enough firewood for winter, and the well provides good water. The garden is between the... Yes. And then there's actually...
It's perfect.
Water the garden daily, clean the main house weekly, check for leaks, keep the area clear of tall weeds. Sometimes you might hear strange noises at night. They're just forest animals, bears, coyotes, sometimes mountain lions.
Now alone, I just needed to settle into the place with my things and rest for the remainder of that day. But first, I went to take a look and get to know the place better. The big house was very beautiful, but it needed a cleaning.
I know, almost done, boy.
The days went by, and I actually adapted quickly to the routine. But one certain night, all of that was about to start changing.
What is it, boy?
That horrible scream or howl foretold everything that was to come. Those frightening sounds seemed to come from nearby and at the same time from far away. At dawn, I decided to take a walk with Max and go further to explore the surroundings of that place. After all, that was the place I intended to live for a good while.
Max, quiet!
That's when I found what I should never have found. That huge, distant hole in the middle of the forest made no sense. Its depth should have been around 5 meters deep. After taking some photos, I hurried to leave that place because something deeply bothered me there. Night soon arrived again, and once more, those frightening howls in the distance began. I didn't know what it was, or if it was actually distant, so I armed myself with what I could and couldn't sleep anymore. When tomorrow finally came, already upset with that situation, I decided to take a look near the hole again, because something told me it had something to do with all of that. Max didn't approve of that decision of mine and didn't want me to get closer. That's when he starts growling with his gaze fixed on a point in the woods ahead. I quickly hid behind a tree with him, because I also heard a noise approaching. A man of about 40 years old arrives, throws a rope into the hole, and another man, covered from head to toe with a sheet, emerges. The one who came out of the hole was completely naked, but he quickly dresses with the clothes the other man brought, and soon they leave. I was very scared by that and waited for them to actually be gone. Only then did I have courage and hurried to get out of there. I went hastily, but my legs were still trembling with fear from all that extremely strange situation for me. Back home and calm, I wondered what I had seen could mean. Why were those strange men there like that? And what were they doing in that hole? I decided to forget about it and take care of my chores for the rest of the day. At the end of the afternoon, I went to pick some wild fruits that I had been waiting to ripen for a while, and it was there that I saw the men again. This time, they were going in the direction of the hole. Perhaps by impulse or foolishness indeed, I decided to follow them to see what they were going to do. Always keeping distance to not be seen. And as I imagined, we soon arrived at the hole again. Things repeated as before, but in reverse. The younger man takes off his clothes and enters the hole. Then the older one leaves. I didn't know what to do, so I just waited. Suddenly, those horrible howls that were keeping me awake at night begin. But now, as if they were right beside me, I realized they were coming from the hole, so I decided to find out what that was once and for all. I approached and heard a low growl. When I illuminate the bottom, there is no other man, but rather a monster. While I ran desperately, the screams of the thing were no longer like lament, but rather fury. It was almost complete night when I arrived home again. I hurried and locked everything. Fortunately, that thing stayed only in the hole itself. At dawn, I went to execute my daily tasks and try to forget that from last night. I wasn't willing to abandon all of that because of something in a hole in the middle of nowhere. But something told me I made the wrong choice. That's when, on the night of that same day, the infernal howls again. But now, they were around the house. The thing was there, just a few meters from me, on the other side of the walls. But it seemed not to want to invade, but rather something like checking something. Thank God dawn soon arrived. I looked around the house and saw what the creature did. It left marks on the walls and window.
Oh my
I
God!
realized it only didn't enter because it didn't want to that night. It was Friday, and Frank was arriving that day for his first visit of the month since I've been there. So I tidied everything up for their arrival.
This is my wife, Margaret, and my son, David.
No, Frank, I know what I saw in that hole and what I heard these last nights.
Calm down, Sarah. Maybe you just saw a bear.
I told Frank everything, and as expected, he didn't believe it. I took him to the location of the hole, but it was no longer there. It was as if someone had covered it hastily.
Sarah, I don't see anything here but a lot of disturbed dirt.
This can't be.
Maybe you just saw a bear in some den.
No, Frank, I know what I saw.
Sarah, please wait. Let's talk about this.
No, Frank, I'm leaving today. I can't stay here anymore.
Sarah, I'll increase your salary. You're doing great work here.
Okay, Frank, I'll accept it and prove to you that I'm telling the truth.
I accepted the proposal of a higher salary to stay, but also to prove I was telling the truth. So, that remainder of the afternoon, I began to prepare myself. However, at the time when the creature customarily began its horrifying sounds, nothing happened. I didn't understand why the thing didn't appear that night. But deep down, I was relieved. Frank and the family decided to spend some morning time at a beautiful lake near the property. I was still processing everything when I saw someone watching us from a distance. Nobody else was seeing, and on impulse, I decided to confront them myself.
Hey! Stop! What are you doing here? Who are you?
After all, I was the one responsible for that property now. But whoever it was managed to be faster than me, and I couldn't identify who it was.
There was someone in the forest near the lake earlier. I just couldn't see who it was.
The situation between Frank and me was already starting to get annoying because he didn't believe what I was saying. So that night was the worst of all without me expecting it. The monster seemed this time to have come determined to destroy me.
Hurry! Get through!
My only alternative to escape was made impossible.
Oh God, no! The tires are ruined!
The creature was not only bestial, it had intelligence. I then ran to Frank's house, because there I would have help, but I would discover in the worst way that I wouldn't. After the effect of the tranquilizer wore off, I woke up tied up in the basement of the big house.
Sarah, it wasn't supposed to be like this. You left me no choice. Why did you meddle where you shouldn't have? When I realized you were about to find out too much, I sent Margaret and David back to the city. And they can't know about this.
What are you planning to do, Frank? What's happening? How come the monster didn't come after you?
The monster you're talking about is my oldest son, Marcus. If you had minded your own business, this wouldn't be happening.
Marcus won't rest until he gets you, because he knows you discovered his secret. So I'm gonna end this now. Take her now so we can finish this, before Marcus gets even more furious.
Jorge, Frank's younger brother, was the one who took his son Marcus to that hole.
Did you think I didn't notice you yesterday watching me and my nephew at the hole?
And there, this other son of Frank's would transform into a monster on moon nights.
Here she is, Marcus. I know you'll only calm down when you get her. Here she is, come on!
I couldn't let myself die like that, so I decided to fight back and do something.
Open this door, you bitch! Open!
And that was the end of Jorge, Frank's younger brother. I grabbed a loaded gun from on top of the fireplace to try to turn the tables.
It's over, Frank! Get out here now! Max, I'm leaving you here. It's safe, boy.
But for 1 second of carelessness, I was again in Frank's hands.
You wretch! What did you do to Jorge? Now you're gonna pay dearly for it!
What? What is happening? Please, no.
Marcus will soon realize you're nowhere to be found out there and will come in here. I left an easy access point for him to come and find you here. And to make sure he comes, I'm going to put your precious dog at the entrance here to the basement, because Marcus hates dogs.
I couldn't imagine such evil from Frank. But this small detail would make all the difference. The monster could no longer contain itself and came to us. Max saved my life, and I couldn't just stay there surrendered. I managed to loosen the ropes and free myself, but Frank detained me again.
Where do you think you're going?
We're almost there.
Frank's plan was to put me in the car and call his son's monster again.
Marcus, come get your prey and calm your fury. Isn't this what you wanted? Come on! Ah!
But he would soon know how wrong that would go for himself.
If you get out of there, I'll shoot. Don't get out!
Because what he didn't expect was that I would hotwire the car.
Sarah, you get back here. You hear me? Get back.
Frank's madness was his end.
Max! Max! Come, boy, come!
However, the creature wanted more and wouldn't give up on me so easily.
No! Ah! Ah! Go away!
My only idea was to brake the car all at once. And it worked, because the creature flew far away. And to my best luck, the sun was already rising. With that, the creature fled to the darkness of the forest. I felt a great relief at that moment. I returned to the big house in search of finding a telephone to notify the authorities to come. That's when I heard a noise coming from the upstairs bedrooms. But I didn't imagine finding what I found. Margaret and David.
What are you doing here like this? What happened? I can already imagine it was Frank. But why would he do that to you?
Frank lied when he said he had sent them to town.
It doesn't matter. I'll get you out of here now.
We went together to town, and now I would have witnesses of what actually happened. After some time, I got another job and was restarting my life. But the person I least wanted to see again came to me.
Good morning. What would you like to order, sir?
Huh. Long time no see, Sarah. Where is Max?